So we are live.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this crowdcast. I'm Vova, head of community at SmartCat, and today our host is Simon Akrameyev, the successful freelance translator, and the Russian Translator Pro, and all the other names you know him by. So Simon is the administrator of a successful group on Facebook for freelance translators, and today we will be talking about content marketing and why you need it as a freelance translator. So Simon, can you tell us a few words about content marketing, why it is important, and what you can tell about it to us?
First of all, hello everyone. I'm so glad to see you here. There are a lot of people who joined us recently, and it seems to me that there are over 50 people already, and maybe some more on other platforms. Why I was going to dedicate a webinar to content marketing is because I wanted to show you how I arranged my work on the website and how I reach new clients, how they find me on the web, and why it's really cool method to attract new clients. So, but first of all, I would like to say that content marketing is not a universal method, and using only this part of marketing, you won't get really good results. So everything should be used in a combination. So it's not only about content marketing, but about social media marketing, advertising, and so on and so forth. But today we will focus exactly on content marketing. I prepared a presentation. There are about 27 slides. You will be able to download it from SFT group on Facebook and maybe on the website later. And also I think we can provide a link on SmartCat community forum. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. Speaking of which, yes, you can be watching this from different sources. Wherever you are, it's the best to watch this webinar on Crowdcast. There must be a link that you can follow because the quality will be better. And yes, we will provide this presentation afterwards in our community forum, community.smartcat.ai. And I use also this occasion for those of you who are not on SmartCat yet to click the green button under the video and check out SmartCat, where you can find translation jobs and a free cat tool for you to use. That's it.
Okay, nice. So we can proceed to the slides. So I will share my screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me focus on it.
So, can you see it? Is everything okay? So, because I can't see myself right now.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Guys, if you experience any difficulties, write in the chat in Crowdcast and we will try to follow.
So unfortunately, I won't be able to see the chat. So you can ask questions, and I will switch to the main tab from time to time to maybe to answer the questions or just to read them through and answer them maybe in the end of the webinar. So let's start. So today we're going to talk about content marketing for freelance translators, and I hope you will be able to learn how to create a comprehensive content marketing strategy and implement it to your existing website if you already have a website, or to your future website that you are going to create soon to promote your translation services. So today we'll focus on three main things. It's creation, publishing, and distribution of content. So Vova has already told it, but let me repeat. This webinar is sponsored by SmartCat. So if you're looking for a reliable solution for your daily translation tasks, you can check out SmartCat. It's free. The webinar plan, there will be 5 sections. First of all, I will introduce you to content marketing. Then we'll proceed to customer avatar, what it is, how to create it, Then we'll cover content creation, content publishing, and content distribution things. And in the end, I will provide some links to tools I use for my website promotion and for marketing in general. So, if you have some experience in online marketing, you probably heard about such a phenomenon as content marketing. If we refer to Wikipedia, content marketing is defined as follows. So it is a form of marketing focused on creation, publishing, and distribution of content, as I mentioned before, content for targeted audience online. So targeted is a very important word here. Please focus on it and remember about it. So why content marketing is often used by businesses? It is used because it's one of the most most natural way to promote your business to the target audience, and there are several things, several tasks of the content marketing. So the first one is to attract attention and generate leads. Attract attention to your website and generate leads. That means to convert visitors into customers. The second task is to expand customer base of any business, then generate or increase online sales, increase brand awareness or credibility, and engage in an online community of users. So there are three main questions to answer in order to run a successful content marketing campaigns. So what kind of content should you create? Where to publish your content? And how to distribute, promote your content? To answer the first question and to understand how to create relevant content that can bring traffic to your website, you need to know your potential customers, their problems and desires, why they need translation, and how particular language services can resolve their issues or problems or maybe tasks. Therefore, content marketing shall start with identification of your customer avatar. There are a lot of similar definitions, but for example, client avatar, maybe client profile, and so on and so forth. But the core idea behind this notion is one and the same. So customer avatar is a generalized character of your customers used to identify their core characteristics like location, sphere of activities, age, interests, etc. So to create a customer avatar, you need to answer the following questions. What is the physical location of your customer? What are they doing? Industry, sub-industry, product or service? Who are your customers? Position in the company, age, gender, interest, maybe something else. Which category do your customers belong to? Actually, the following content of the webinar will be based on the categories of the clients. So the first category, your existing customers. So yes, you need to create content for them too. We will focus on this question later. The second category are the clients who are choosing between several providers or looking for a new provider, translation service provider. The third category need translation and are searching for providers. And the last category are those who don't know that they need translation, but they actually need it. And one more question. How can you reach them? This question is also important, and we will cover all of these issues later. So you can actually reach them by email if it's your existing customers, or maybe on Facebook business page, if your customers are your Facebook fans, business page fans. You can reach them through organic search. It's a kind of indirect approach, but that's the main purpose of content marketing. You create valuable posts, valuable articles, publish them on the website, and when they are indexed by search engines, people will be able to type in some requests and find your website. So you can also use forums, blogs, and other online platforms where your customers spend time online. You can also use other posting platforms like Medium or LinkedIn publisher or publishing, and also Facebook and LinkedIn groups, industry-specific groups, Twitter and Instagram, depending on your customer profile. So now let's consider, now let's consider the first example of a customer avatar, and it's about tourism sector. So let's say that your customer is located in Spain, or maybe it's in other Spanish-speaking country. The industry is tourism, maybe it's flat or car rental services. The position of your customer is a company director, maybe business development manager, marketing manager, or even SMM manager. So the age is between 25 and 45. This is the most active audience capable of paying, and you can actually reach this audience on the web. And the channels you can use to reach this audience include Facebook, pages and groups, Instagram, and maybe local forums and blogs about traveling, and maybe finding flats or cars within the city or in the country, maybe even in the country, and also online publishers like webzines and so on. So, and the second example, let's take an example from IT industry. It's a company located in the USA, California, San Francisco. So the industry is software developer company. They produce ERP systems for international clients. The potential contacts are business development manager, CEO, maybe project manager, or even localization manager. It seems to me that it's even easier to contact localization manager because he or she already knows why they need it and who they need to perform localization. So the age is the same, let's say it's the same, and potential communication channels are almost the same, but we add Twitter here because software developers use Twitter a lot, and also maybe some forums and blogs dedicated to ERP system development. So this is just a general overview of a customer avatar, how you should create it, what you should include in it. So if you provide services in several language pairs, you should create separate customer avatars for each of language pairs and also for each industry and specialization you're going to work for. So the next chapter of our webinar is dedicated to content creation. So creating content for your blog is time consuming, but it is the most rewarding strategy in the long run, provided that you create the right content for the right audience. When you have client avatar created, it is high time to develop a content plan based on the assumptions or actual data about your customers. So, and customer categories that we've been discussing above correlate with the stages of a sales funnel. So you probably know what it is, but if you don't, so this is a converging funnel used to attract users to your website, filter out irrelevant leads, and help potential customers to make a decision to purchase your translation services. So we have to build up our content plan based on the stages of a sales funnel, taking into account specific features of your customer avatar. So this is a simple sales funnel. So we will be using client categories as described above. So the first client category, we'll start from the end, is the client category number 4. I called it interest. You need to attract interest of users who might be interested, attract attention of users who might be interested in language services. You can answer the most common questions, provide interesting facts, prepare lists like top 10 facts and so on. Convert these lists into infographics and maybe even record a podcast based on your content. Then the second or here the third category of clients is lead. Here you need to answer specific questions about translation and translation services. The second category, now it matches. So the second category is prospect. For prospects, you need to prepare landing pages and describe unique benefits in comparison to your competitors and value gained from your translation services. And the last stage of a sales funnel is sale, actually, the client category number 1. So you want to make repeated sales and also provide after-sales services, provide special offers, bonuses, and so on. So now let's see the examples of content prepared for each type, each stage of a sales funnel. So the first one is interest. We are trying to attract the attention of a large audience that might be interested in translation services. And this is my latest article about facts about translation and languages. You have probably seen it on Facebook. So let me show it. So it was rather popular. I posted this article in several Facebook and LinkedIn groups, and I've got a really good response from readers. And as you can see, there are almost 500 shares. That means that the audience who have seen this article is quite large, quite big. So let's get back to the to these slides. The third category, lead. Translation rates and prices. How much does a translation cost? So this content is more specific. It is aimed for clients who are searching for translation services, but probably don't have a provider yet. So here it is. So probably you have already seen this article too. Here I answer the most common questions about prices and rates in the translation industry, and it can be already found on the web. So if you type in translation rates and prices, you will see my website. Oh, here, so on the first line, like this. So the next category is prospect. So as you remember, prospects, this category belongs to those who need translation and already have providers, or probably choosing between several providers. So here is a landing page on my website, which I use to promote particular services and describing what I offer, what are the benefits, what my clients say about it, and so on. So, and the last and the first category is sale, and here you should use email campaigns and probably your Facebook page, maybe Twitter and LinkedIn, but the main tool of content distribution is email campaigns here. So unfortunately, I cannot show you right now the email campaigns because I didn't spend much time for this stage yet, but I actively use it for SFT website, and you receive at least once per month my newsletter. So that's how it works. You gather the data of your potential and existing clients, and send them emails promoting your services. And sorry, you shouldn't use your emails of your potential clients, or only your existing clients. So let's continue. So it seems to me that we have covered the content creation part, and let's get to the content publishing. So where you can publish your content. You can publish your content on personal website. This is the first thing that comes to mind when you think about content marketing. But your content marketing efforts should not be limited to a personal website only. You should use also other blogs. The open mic, Medium, maybe SlideShare, and other social media like LinkedIn Publisher, and maybe even forums. You can publish your content on forums too. So let's consider each item in details. So places to publish your content. The first one, for the first item, you need to have the entire sales funnel set up, as we discussed previously. So sales funnel shall lead all your users from interest to sales stage. So you have to prepare at least 5 posts for each stage, each 4 stages, and you will have about 20 posts on your website in total, and that would be enough to run a comprehensive content marketing campaign. So the second item is guest blogging. So you can use guest blogs to increase and to enhance your backlinks profile. This way you will attract traffic to relevant pages of your website and prepare in order to reach other bloggers. You need to prepare an outreach mail campaign. Then you need to contact bloggers in relevant fields and prepare interesting and relevant content for guest posts. So guest blogging is rather a wide topic. It's just impossible to fit it into this webinar. So if you are interested, you can take a look at HubSpot website. There is a lot of content dedicated to guest blogging there. So the third option is to republish content from your blog to other platforms. So let's say you have already published 20 posts on your main website. Then you can shorten these posts or rewrite these posts and publish them on Medium, on the open mic, and also you can repurpose this content, and as I already mentioned, to create infographics or maybe presentation to publish it on SlideShare, or even record a podcast and place it on SoundCloud or somewhere else. So the fourth option is to prepare a short version of content and publish it on LinkedIn Publishing. So this is a very powerful content distribution tool, because the posts you publish there can reach LinkedIn Pulse with million users, monthly users. So it's very important to republish and write new content for LinkedIn Publishing too. So if you have a LinkedIn account, you can log in into your publishing tool and create posts, include links to your main website to redirect users to your website also. So, and the fifth one, you can start relevant new topics on specialized forums, or search for existing topics and post meaningful comments with a link to an article published on your website. Let me show how I did it for one of my articles. So I started a new thread on pros.com forum. So I asked the question, what are the main problems of modern translation business or industry? And I provided a link to my post about the same topic. You've probably seen it. Said truth about the translation industry. So there were a lot of visitors coming from pros.com, exactly from this page. And as you could see, there are almost 700 shares. So this post was is very popular, and it still drives traffic to my website. So let's continue to the next topic, content distribution. So when you have everything in place, when you have created your customer avatar, when you have created relevant content, published it on every possible platform, on your website, on other blogs, on forums, on republishing platforms like LinkedIn Publisher and so on, you need to focus on content distribution. So finally, we arrived at the most important stage of your content marketing strategy. So let's imagine you have done everything that I described, prepared, published tons of useful content, but no one reads it. Something happened. No one reads it. In fact, you just cannot simply sit still and wait when users start reading your blog and visiting your website. You have to actively promote and distribute your content across all possible platforms and channels. So here are the main channels that you can use to distribute your content. Of course, it's paid advertising, it's social media platforms, forums, communities and groups, and also email campaigns. So as you can see, I have already mentioned some of these items, but in another context. But now it's about distribution. So you should remember about one general rule for content distribution and promotion. You should spend 80% more time for content promotion than for creation. Let's say you spend 2 hours to write a 1,000 words article, then you should spend 8 hours to promote it across various platforms. Now let's see how you can distribute different type of content depending on the stage of sales funnel. So client category 4, interest, you should republish posts in your new posts in industry-specific groups on Facebook and LinkedIn. And you can also run paid ads on Facebook to cover wide audience. So as you remember, this category is about clients who might be interested in language services, in translation services. That's why you need to cover really large audience, and maybe there will be some people who just don't care or not interested about it, but the main task here is to reach as much people as you can. So that's why exactly on this stage you can use Facebook ads, like I did it for one of my posts, and 10 top facts about translation and languages. So the next stage is lead, category 3. This content works based on search engine optimization. So you attract users from search engines. You should try to increase trust of your website through link building, as I mentioned before. For example, using guest blogs, and you can also answer questions and provide links to your website on different blogs, forums, and platforms like, for example, Quora. The next category is category 2, prospects. So here you can use pay-per-click advertising. As I already showed you, this category, the content for this category includes landing pages where you share the benefits, share information about the benefits of your services. You show your unique sale point, so to say, and that's why using pay-per-click advertising is the best way to promote this kind of purely promotional content. So you can also share posts and pages in groups and forums, but actually it is rather hard to find relevant groups and forums where you can post this kind of promotional content for free. That's why this is another reason why you should, or why you have to use Google pay-per-click advertising. And the last category is the sale category. It's the already existing clients of yours, and here you should use email campaigns primarily. So you can create relevant pages or even Facebook offers, maybe offering discounts or maybe specific conditions, additional services, various bonuses for your existing clients, and send these offers via via email campaigns. Actually, here are some examples for each stage of content distribution. As I have already mentioned them, but let's go through each item. So, for example, if you want to create a content that will be interested for many people who have some attribution to languages, let's say languages and translation, you can publish a post on your website and then select several Facebook groups dedicated to translation and languages. So here it is. You will be able to download the presentation and click all these links. So there is a big list of Facebook groups to choose from. So then you can also post publish your new posts in SFT groups. So you are always welcome, and we will be glad to help you to spread the word about your website and about your services and whatever about your new personal website for translation services. So so you should also analyze how does your content work on different platforms. So let's say by the end of the week you can take a look at several Facebook groups where you published your posts and see which posts performed better based on the number of likes and reposts. And then you can select a post to include on your Facebook advertising campaign. So the next one is lead. So you can how you can attract more traffic to your website. You can find posts with similar topics, comment, and leave a link to your relevant post. Also, there is a good link building tactics. You can search for broken links. That means dead links that lead to nowhere. For example, when someone closes a website or delete the page, the links leading to this page become broken. So you can try to find this kind of links and contact website admin and propose him or her to replace this link with your website link. So like I did it with TM Town article about 10 steps to become a professional freelance translator. So there was a broken link within this article. I found it and proposed Kevin to replace it. So and actually he answered in a day or two and replaced it with this post, how to develop a business model. And now you can see it here, how to develop a business model. So here it is. Previously there was a broken link leading to another website. So, and the stage called prospect. So you can create landing pages for each of your specializations, specific service, describe internal processes, quality control, quality assurance processes you use during your translation services, and also you can run, as I mentioned before, a pay-per-click campaign, and also maybe share in relevant groups if you manage to find the group that will accept this kind of promotional content. So the last stage, the last category of client is called sale. Here you can, as I already told about it, but let's repeat. You can create pages with special offers, bonuses, discounts, and so on, and share them via email. So you can use actually MailChimp. It's an email marketing tool, and it is completely free up to 2,000 subscribers. So you can add 2,000 clients to the database and send 2,000 emails weekly without paying a penny. So when actually this is the entire process you can use to establish a comprehensive content marketing strategy for your translation business. So, and I also prepared several links that will be useful for you too. They include some analytics, social media marketing, and ads tools. So here's the link to Facebook ads. If you have never used it, you should definitely try. It's really cool and interesting experience. I use it for my local translation business in Bishkek regularly. So when I spend about maybe 60 bucks per month, and it works really great in terms of attracting traffic to my website. So you can also use Google Analytics. It's a powerful set of tools to analyze your website, to track every aspect of your website, traffic acquisition and user behavior. Also, Webmaster Console. If you are not using it, you should start using it. Add your website to Webmaster Console is quite easy. So you can track your website position on Google search engine and check the health status of your website and so on. So there is one more online tool called SERPstat. It's one of my favorite tools. Using this tool, you can understand your website performance and development potential. You can check it for SEO keywords position of certain keywords on search engine pages. Compare your website with competitors and so on. So it provides so many functions that I even haven't tested all of them yet. So, and also another tool for social media marketing. It's called Buffer, and until now it's the best SMM tool I used. You can use it to schedule, share, and repost your social media content, spread content in different networks from one place. So you just need to register and to share to up to 5 social networks at a glance. So that's it. So probably it's time to get to the questions. I have to switch off my screen. Oh, I can see how to do that.
Maybe
here it is. Yes, here it is. Okay, got it. So, do we have any? Yes, we have a lot of questions here. Yes, shall we read them?
I don't think we have any in the list of questions. Well, but we had some in the chat. For instance, Dmitry says that when you repost your article somewhere, and if you do not include a canonical URL, then you get a SEO
issues. Yes, you can get issues with your SEO. Yes, you should always remember about that. For example, the Open Mic and Medium, they have special features to switch on canonical URLs, so you can just republish your content and put a link to the original, to your website, to the original article. This way, search engines will be able to see which content was the original one and who was the author actually. So if you do not include this rel canonical attribute, search engines will think that the resource where you republish this content just have stolen this content, and it's not very good for it. Actually, it's bad for search engine optimization.
What if it's not an option to include a canonical URL?
It's not an option to include this kind of attribute to your URL. You can repurpose your content, create a presentation maybe from your post and publish it on SlideShare or maybe on some other platform. You can also rewrite this article completely, maybe just leave the core ideas, but tell the same thing in other words, and that's okay to republish it then on other resources. And another way is to shorten the article, just to produce a kind of quick guide or maybe a cheat sheet, something like this, and to publish it on another blog or maybe on another platform, and that will be totally okay for SEO. You won't
I think I read somewhere, I couldn't find the link right now, somewhere that said that if you include just a link to the original article in the beginning of the reposted article, in that case, it will not affect the search ranking. I cannot find it right now, but maybe that's something worth investigating as well.
So, as you know, search engine bots, they treat website pages differently. So if you do not include special command, special code for a search engine bot, it will not understand which content is the original one. So a situation can be as follows. For example, if you use your website and publish a post on your website, and then in a couple of minutes or maybe in 30 minutes you republish the same content on LinkedIn. Content published on LinkedIn will be indexed by search engines faster than your own site, because LinkedIn is much more popular, and search engine bots regularly check it. And maybe your new site or even my site is checked by search engine bots maybe once per day or maybe once per week even in some cases. So there is a high chance that your content will be indexed in another place rather than on your website. So before republishing anything from your website, make sure that this content is already indexed in your webmaster console. I can show you. So let me find it, and I can show you how you can check it. So do we have time for that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So for instance,
I think you're not sharing the screen right now.
So just a second, I need to find it. Okay, so that's it. Oh, it's in Russian right now, but you can. It won't be a problem to find the same thing in English. So you need to check your sitemap files. Oh no. It seems to me that I won't be able to find it right away, so I need some time.
You can come back to this later.
I will share a link how to check your website indexing maybe on the forum and in the safety group, so I can find it right away.
Okay, great. So
but there is a tool. There is a special tool that will help you to check whether your article is indexed or not.
Okay, we have another question. Monica asks, you mentioned Facebook ads. What is the realistic return for this investment? Is it really worth it? And what about Google ads and Bing ads?
Mm-hmm. So I haven't used Bing ads, but I actively using Google pay-per-click and Facebook ads. So everything depends on the purpose. Why do you use and what do you want from these ads? So if you are talking about Facebook ads are used to enhance the coverage only. So in my case, I use it to attract traffic to my business page, and then in some cases I also use it to attract traffic directly to a website, to a local website, because it is cheaper to use Facebook for your local business rather than to try to advertise it for the entire world, let's say. So if you want to increase coverage, use Facebook. So if you want direct sales, use Google pay-per-click. So I spend about maybe from $30 to $60 for my local Google pay-per-click campaign per month, approximately per month. So and currently, so the number of people who make orders makes about 2% from all people who who landed the page. So it's quite a lot. So let's say 100 people visited my website from Google, from advertising, and 2% made order. It's really cool, I think. And actually, for 100 people who are visiting my website from advertising, I pay around $5 in total. So maybe even less, I think.
And what is the return?
The minimum charge on my local website is, the minimum order is about $20, and so it's good. So if I spend $30 per month, or even $60 per month, and I can return this $60 from 3 orders, that's okay. So the rest of orders obtained from this method, they represent a pure income.
And how many orders do you get? I mean, how successful is it in general? How many new clients you get each month from your advertising, your content?
From local website. I currently use Google pay-per-clicks for my local website only, because it's really cheap. So I have about 3 to 5 calls per day from potential clients, and around 1 client comes to my office, or orders services via email or something, or maybe even by phone, or even online chat. So approximately 1 client per day. So it's all about legal documents and legal personal documents, like powers of attorney, or maybe some certificates, diplomas, and so on. So, but it's quite good. It's a standardized content, which requires not so much time to translate, and it brings significant amounts if you work with this content during the months. It's really good.
Okay.
So really good rate of return.
Good rate of return. Monica also asks if you have any tips for creating a good ad for Google or Facebook.
Oh, I don't have a team. If I understood you right, I don't have a team. I'm just trying to find information on the web. I read various blogs, and I make experiments. So when you run a pay-per-click campaign for several months, Google platform helps you to set up and to improve the response rate of your advertising by adding additional keywords, removing advertisement that don't work, and maybe reformulating your ad text. So it's not a rocket science. You can do it on your own, actually, if you run a small business. So of course, if you have a translation agency, you will need to hire a marketing and advertising team for sure. You won't be able to do it on your own. But if you have a small business, like one-man business, it's okay. You can manage with it. So it's quite simple, actually. So Google tries to make it available for solopreneurs and for companies. So it can be used by both.
One thing we talked about before this webinar is that content for translators, or you can create one for customers. What's the point creating content for translators if you ultimately want to find customers?
Mm-hmm. So that was my tactics when I just started my first blog. I was wondering what kind of content I can write and share so that other people will share it too. And I understood that I should write content for translators, because I know for sure where they are on the web. I know various translation groups on Facebook, on LinkedIn too, and there are plenty of forums on the web, like pros.com and so on. And I just knew where I can reach my target audience, translators. Why you may want, let's say you may want to create content for translators, is to kickstart your your first blog. So you will achieve quite good results in terms of audience response, and you will achieve good results with some CEO also, because not CEO but general website performance on search engines, because translators will be sharing your content. If you write, of course, if you write interesting and good content, they will be sharing it too. And one of the ranking factors set by Google is social reactions. So the more people share your content, the better position you can reach on search engines. It's one of 200 factors, but it's important. So that's why it's easier to start with content for translators. And then when you understand how this process works, you can apply the same process for your target customers. You can create specialized content for your customers, find where they hang out online, their forums, their blogs, and so on, and then publish relevant content on that forums and blogs and communities which are used by your clients. So starting with translators as an experiment is very good. So it's easy and it will give you an overall idea how it works in less time, and you will spend less effort than if you start creating content for clients right away.
Okay, makes sense. Karim asks, any tips for starting to create content for newbie translators, for those who are new to the industry?
Who are new to the industry? Yeah, sure. You can always prepare kind of interviews with industry leaders. You can start with that. So if you don't know what to write about, ask people to write for you.
Yeah, so it's not.
Mm-hmm. Or you can just test various platforms and tools like SmartCut, and then write a review about it. That's another topic.
Yeah, by the way, we can even share it.
So something else?
Not so far. Guys, we still have some 5 minutes if you want to ask something. If not, we can wrap it up, and thanks, Simon, for coming.
So it's already almost 1 hour. Okay.
Yeah, we have one more question. Angie asks, when promoting content on social media, do you promote them on English and Russian, or do you have an account for Russian content and one for English content?
Yes, I have 2 different profiles. So it's not a profile, it's business pages. So let me show it.
Don't forget to share your screen.
So does it work?
Yeah.
So this one is for the English audience, Russian Translator Pro. So currently I use it mostly for English-speaking customers, and I share content mostly in English. So, and there is another website from my local website, and I have a local page. This is translator.kg. So, and here I publish content only in Russian. So that's how I do it. You can also create a uniform, one single page, and post content in several languages. So if you set up English language as your main language, you will be able to create posts in several languages. For instance, you can start writing. So where it is, and somewhere here you can add a language pair, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, probably they have switched off this function. I'm not sure. Previously there was a function. Facebook announced a function that you can create posts in several languages. And maybe later this year, there will be this function will be available for everyone. Maybe currently it's just switched off. You can create multilingual pages, and there will be one single merged page where people will be able to see content only in their in the language that is set up as a default language in Facebook settings. So just wait a bit and you will be able to use multiple languages on the same page. And people from different cultures and different languages won't see irrelevant content. So maybe in a couple of months it will be there.
Okay. I think then we can wrap it up. Thank you for this presentation. I hope it was helpful for the audience. Feel free to ask any questions in the SFT group on Facebook or on community.smartcaps.ai. Simon is in both places, so whatever is more convenient to you. Thank you, Simon. It was very interesting to me personally.
Thanks a lot for this opportunity. It was a great pleasure to spend this hour with you guys, and thanks a lot for your questions. I hope I could help you, and you will be able to download this presentation with all the links and the entire text. I will also publish the entire text of the presentation on the website soon. So keep an eye on SFT group. It will be there. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys. See you next time, and have a great evening, afternoon, morning, whatever you have in your time. You, Simon, have a great evening, I guess, yes, in Kyrgyzstan. So see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye. Ta-ta.
Thank you. Bye-bye.